Welcome to Youth News. My name is Greta David. These are my co-hosts Anirudh and Bella. In this session, we're going to be talking about fitting in versus standing out. As a person of color, it can be difficult to fit in with a predominantly white society, especially in the US. However, how do you balance between fitting in and embracing your individuality? What are your thoughts?
So relating to this topic, I feel like the first time we all came to US, I think it's kind of like a survival requirement that we learn how to fit in. Because high school
Yes.
is just not about learning, it's
It's about
building
fitting
that
in.
community.
Oh my
and
goodness, it's so
everything.
hard.
Exactly. And like, it's that lunch break where everyone talks, and that's the hardest and that's the time you see that, you don't really belong here.
I know, because everybody's talking, and especially when I first came in, I saw everybody talking and I didn't really know who to talk to, and I'm just like scanning the room for people who are like alone.
Yeah, for me, I feel like I was a little lucky because for middle school, which is when I first started, they assigned one girl with me.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
yeah, she was able to like give me a tour of the school and like
that's so
include her
nice.
with her friends.
Oh, that is so nice.
That is so good, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And like the thing about it was that they were like the popular kids. They were like at the top.
Oh, that's so big. In middle school? That's such a win.
Yeah. So like, but it was hard to like fit in with them. Like they
Yeah.
were the nicest people ever.
But still, it's like so hard. Especially, I came here like I think after my 11th grade, and I already had my foundation in Kuwait with Indians around me, and it's a different kind of humor, different kind of everything. And then I come here, and I'm just like, it's just not hitting. Like I don't feel belong.
And especially high school is like the place where everyone has concrete, rigid friend groups because
Exactly.
they've been through elementary school and middle
Yeah.
school together.
I know.
And
They
then
know
you're
everything.
basically trying to find same people as you who have transferred or
Yeah,
something like
I
that.
know.
True. And like we came from like the Gulf,
Exactly. Yeah, both of us came from the
So,
Gulf, so it was like a
Kuwait, Dubai.
yeah, different kind of feeling. I feel like I've tried to fit in groups where I just did not feel belong till I realized that sometimes, like you have to find your own kind, I guess.
Yeah. And like we're in between, you know.
Yeah.
Like
it's
we're
like
trying to like.
yeah, like are we supposed to be more American or are we supposed to like go more Indian? Like I don't know.
Like, do we keep our roots or do we adjust? But
Yeah, I
then
don't
if we
know.
keep our roots, we'd be like left out. you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing between embracing individuality or fitting
Exactly
in.
the whole thing.
Yeah, but then as you dig deeper and you try to really find what the actual American culture is, you realize America really doesn't have a culture of its own.
Yeah.
It's an amalgamation,
It's a mix of like
mix of all the
different
cultures.
and yeah.
Because in high schools, let's
Yeah.
say there's a big chunk of kids that are focused on anime, which is Japanese.
yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
There's like different cliques.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true.
You know, in the movies, I really thought the movies were like an accurate representation
Okay,
of high school.
I have a fish.
yeah.
Oh my
Like
god.
when
I
was
would
in,
watch those like
Riverdale?
High School Musical, Riverdale.
That's not how it exists.
yeah, I
Like,
thought
it's
that
so
was
different.
what high school was gonna be like. It wasn't.
It wasn't.
No,
it wasn't.
Yeah,
It was not like. It was like the culture. I was like, this is American culture. How the high schools were represented, the cliques and
Yeah,
everything.
exactly. And like
But-
I'm expecting to walk through the hallways. I was just like,
Like showing off.
Yeah.
but no. It was
nah.
just like a simpler version. And,
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like high school movies, they really tend to
Yeah.
like
they
sell
chase
you a very fantasy type of
version of it.
fantasized
yeah.
version of high school because it's really not like that, and like
Yeah.
it's very hard to approach new groups of people since they're not, because everyone has to deal with their own things in high school.
Exactly.
They're
It
not
was-
really willing
yeah.
to meet anyone.
Right.
And like if you're like wanna participate in sub clubs or something, and you're trying to get to the leadership of those clubs, it's extremely hard because
Exactly.
you can't
Like-
like really connect to them at what they're saying.
Exactly. Like it's so different, and you're just like, what do I talk to them about?
Exactly.
Like what's
What do we have in
relatable?
common?
Exactly. How did you guys deal with accents and like the different accents?
Accent. So that was the thing. I in like both of my schools, so my middle school and two of my high schools, they were all like white predominantly. So there were like barely any Indians.
Oh.
So I think I picked up pretty like well
Yeah.
in like 1 year. I think I started getting the accent and people were able to like
Okay.
understand me more because it
Love
was,
that.
they actually had a difficult time understanding me. So
That's what.
it was
Sometimes
hard.
people would not understand me, and I had to repeat myself, and I'm just like,
That was like a bad feeling.
I
I'm just
know.
like, oh.
And the worst part is, maybe you guys spoke with your full Indian accent, but the first year I entered in, I was trying to be over smart, and I started speaking in what I thought was the American
Oh my
accent,
accent.
which was beyond disgusting now that I think about it.
Oh my goodness.
Because if I talked in normal Indian English, they could actually infer.
Yeah.
But if
It's
I talk
better, yeah.
if I could talk with my Indian accent overlaid with that American accent, no one would get
Something else,
me.
something
It's
completely
something
different.
else.
I remember in high school I was trying to I wanted to see what the American accent was, and I think I said something like metabolism because I thought T was pronounced D. And they were like, what? And I'm like, metabolism? And they're like, you mean metabolism? And I'm like, okay.
Oh, metabolism?
Yeah.
Oh
Like photography.
Yeah, I don't know if I should
Photography.
use the ta or the ta or yeah.
Like, I had a hard time saying the word mandatory.
Yeah.
In India, it's mandatory.
Yeah, exactly. There's
And
so many.
there's
like,
so many
Or
words like that.
compulsory.
Yeah, or like
Compulsory.
Compulsory.
respiratory versus respiratory.
Respiratory, yeah.
Yeah.
Respiratory.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember, so I basically came here for the first time because I had scoliosis, right? And then I would say scoliosis, but people would say scoliosis. And I'm just like, I don't know what it's called, but I need to tell people about it, you know?
Right.
So tiny things like where they emphasize the different vowels and stuff.
Wow, yeah.
I feel like it's also the British versus American.
Yeah, that is
Yes,
true.
yes.
Like,
yeah.
We were like mainly British taught.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ground floor, first floor.
Oh,
English.
yeah.
That was confusing.
I
Yeah.
once, I think once like I went late for my first SAT.
Uh-huh.
It's because I didn't know the first floor was the ground floor.
I know, there's so
Okay, this is gonna be a
Yeah.
little hard for
So, like, we
our
went
viewers
up.
to infer.
Yeah,
instead,
exactly.
Or like basement.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I know. And like so many things like the wardrobe versus cupboard,
Cupboard.
lift versus elevator.
Elevator.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So many
And like
things.
spellings too.
Yeah, and like I remember saying garage, and here it's garage.
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 Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
Parking
said
lot,
garage.
garage.
yeah.
And the other thing that I really thought was interesting that I discovered was the American phrases.
Oh yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
teacher, if I went and asked her, oh, what do you want me to do for this assignment? She would begin by saying, so what I would do is, I would hear the entire thing,
Yeah.
and then I would say, I don't want to know what you do. I want you to tell me what I do.
Oh.
Yeah, we're just like
And-
straight.
And then once there was like a hurricane,
Uh-huh.
of course it's Florida. Every year there's a hurricane.
That's
Yeah,
true.
once there was hurricane, and there was like a white old couple near a tree that fell down, and we were also there.
Yeah.
And I'm talking, and the dumbest part I said, did you know there was a hurricane? I said that after, and then they were like, we know, right? So I thought, you say,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, right, is
Yeah.
like, they really mean, oh, we also know it. We've also experienced it. I thought they were like kind of being condescending at me. We know, right? Why are you talking to us? Like,
Oh. Yeah, phrases like that where it's so common to others, but I'm just like hearing it for the first time. I'm like, what
Exactly.
does that mean?
and the phrase sure.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Like when people would say sure, I'm like, what does that, are you saying yes?
Yeah. We never really know exactly.
Are you
That's
just agreeing because
crazy.
you don't want to? Like, I don't know. And like, what about the accent shifts? Because I feel like when I'm speaking to Indians, my accent's more Indian, and then, or like my friends from India tell me that my accent's American, but then here people come up to me and they're like, oh, I could tell you were from somewhere else from your accent. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh.
but it only has like a hint of Indian
Yeah, like a
accent. but
fake-
you're
yeah.
You have that hint of Indian accent.
have
So,
that.
like, I think you're from
I
somewhere
think
else.
I think a lot of them are biased because they already know that you're from somewhere
Yeah,
else, and
I
they try
know.
working backwards. If
Yeah.
you randomly show up, they wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Exactly.
What are your experiences that are similar to this? Can you relate? Let us know at WatchYNN.